What if I told you this Steenie is more rare than most shiny Pokemon you own? And speaking of shiny Pokemon, what if I told you I have the rarest shiny Pokemon of all time and you don't? In today's video, we're going over the rarest Pokemon of all time, and I guarantee everyone in this video has none of these 5 Pokemon, from the rarest Pokemon in general to the rarest move to Pokemon only 2 people in the entire world have. Starting with this original colored Magearna. Now, what makes this Pokemon rare is pretty straightforward, but out of all the rare Pokemon on this list, this one is definitely the most common. Now, to get the Pokeball colored Magearna, all you really need to do is get every Pokemon from Bulbasaur to Eternatus. Now, thankfully, you don't really need the Gen 8 DLC Pokemon as well as any Gen 9 Pokemon, but getting it is still a pain. First of all, you need mythical Pokemon, which to the casual Pokemon fan is already hard to acquire. Now, ever since Pokemon has been on the Switch, Game Freak has been making mythical Pokemon more accessible, but that doesn't mean all of them are accessible. Mythical Pokemon like Diancie, Hoopa, Volcanion, Marshadow, and Zeraora are all unobtainable at this very moment. Unless you play Pokemon Go, but we're not really going to be talking about that. Now, this might change depending with the release of Legends ZA, but only time will tell. Now, a lot of people don't know about this, but when the event was first released, you actually need a complete Living Dex in order to obtain it. So if you guys know what a Living Dex is, you basically need one of each evolution line. But since it has been changed, you only need like the Natural Dex and not a Living Dex, if that makes sense. Now, considering if you did have Pokemon Bank, your Pokédex could be linked up with Home, but you'd be surprised on how many people don't own this thing. Hell, I don't even own this thing, and you'd be shocked at how much rare, legit Pokemon I own. So the original Pokeball Magearna is pretty rare, but not as rare as the next Pokemon on this list. Now, for this next list, we're actually going to be taking a look at a spin-off title, specifically the Mystery Dungeon games, and you may or may not already know where this is going, but yeah, it's going to be Kecleon. Now, the reason why Kecleon is so rare is simply due to how difficult it is to get and all the prep time you need in order to have a chance to get it. Now, I've gone on record in a different video going over how difficult Kecleon is to get, so I'm simply just going to take a clip on what I said in that video, since everything I want to say about Kecleon, I already said in that video. Starters, Kecleon has a recruitment rate of negative 49.5% in the game. And a lot of Pokemon have negative recruitment rates, but they pale in comparison to Kecleon's astronomically low recruitment rate. But there's a way to increase this. For starters, you need a Pokemon that's in the B or H IQ group. You then need to have at least 550 points to get the Fast Friend IQ skill. For reference, it takes about 200 points for some Pokemon with friendship evolutions to evolve, which is not easy on its own, let alone getting 550 points. And believe it or not, no Pokemon you get at the start of the game is in the B or H IQ group. Except for motherfucking Chikorita, boy, they actually found a reason to pick Chikorita in the Pokemon game. Oh my god! But after that, you need to level up that said Pokemon that has the Fast Friend IQ skill to at least level 99 to have the maximum boosted recruitment rate you can get. Then you have to get the Golden Mask, which is not an easy item to get, and everything combined gives you a total increase of 49.6%, which makes Kecleon's recruitment rate 0.1% at the absolute highest. Thankfully, if you use a Wonder Mail, getting everything you need isn't as painful as it sounds, but now it's time for the hard part, fighting Kecleon. You see, Kecleon isn't that hard to come across. The actual hard part is being prepared and recruiting it. You see, Kecleon has max stats in the game, and it moves at double speed, so every attack you hit, it's gonna hit 2 attacks at you back. And every time he wants to run that fade for stealing an item at his shop, he calls up his homeboys, and you're basically fighting a 1v10 at times. Basically, you need a Violent Seed to do any real damage that maxes out your attacking stats, and you need a mobile orb so that Kecleon doesn't jump your ass. And even then, this is a battle of nutrition. You can run out of moves if you're not prepared enough. You can accidentally die to a Kecleon, and I kid you not, the game will kick you out of the dungeon for taking too long. Believe it or not, at some point back in 2021, I actually recruited Kecleon in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I still have proof of having one, but it actually took me multiple days and multiple hours trying to recruit this thing, and I got unlucky more times than I could count, but I finally was able to get it. So, yeah, the main reason why Kecleon is so rare is because it's extremely difficult to recruit it, and 99% of people won't go out of their way to recruit Kecleon due to how much you need to do beforehand, while the recruitment process is also hell. While these two Pokemon are rare, they're only rare due to their difficulty, and you can still get them until this very day, while these next three Pokemon you can't ever get again. And real quick, if you guys are enjoying the video, why not subscribe? Only 3% of my viewers who actually watch my videos are indeed subscribed, so if you do subscribe, I would really appreciate it. So yeah, subscribe. Now, how many of you guys have been to the Pokemon World Championships? Not even as a competitor, but as a spectator. Well, there are actually event Pokemon you can receive by just going to the Pokemon World Championships. What's special about these Pokemon is that, for one, these Pokemon carry the move Celebrate, aka the rarest Pokemon move you can have, which is probably why it doesn't even do anything in battle, which is fine. But as of recently, you can actually obtain these Pokemon by not even going to the Pokemon World Championships. Before, you would actually have to be at the Pokemon World Championships venue and you would receive the Pokemon locally. But as of recently, you can actually get these Pokemon with a code. For example, in Scarlet and Violet, you could receive a Tatsugiri for the 2023 World Championships in Yokohama, and a Steenie for the 2024 World Championships in Honolulu. And as I said before, you can receive these Pokemon if you get a code for them. And people who go to said events would, give away these codes. Now, because these Pokemon are so rare still, they are sought after by people. And let's be real, how many of you guys have actually won a giveaway on Twitter? And also, there's a short time frame to redeem these said Pokemon. Thankfully, the 2025 World Championships is approaching by the time I put out this video, so hopefully you viewers can get a rare Pokemon. But what you guys will never receive at these events is a shiny Pokemon. Specifically, the rarest shiny Pokemon in this game, being a shiny Diancie. Now, you're probably wondering why shiny Diancie is the rarest shiny Pokemon, and you YouTube commenters are probably going to say, actually, shiny Chansey and Fire Red and Leaf Green is the rarest shiny Pokemon. Yeah, while shiny Chansey might be rare in one game, that doesn't mean it's rare in another game. I'm talking about the rarest individual shiny Pokemon, which is shiny Diancie. And you're probably wondering, how did one even get a shiny Diancie? Well, this is how. So there's a shiny Diancie event that was being held for a limited time in person in Japan back in 2015. Then the same event was held in South Korea 8 months later in 2016 to promote Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You see the issue? 99% of the world was even able to get this event legitimately. And in Asia, it was even relegated to specific countries. What's even more insane is that this event ended nearly 10 years ago. You're probably watching this video and you had no idea that this event even existed up until now. Now, believe it or not, I do have a shiny Diancie, and yes, it is legit, as it has the matching credentials as with the event from 2015. But this shiny Diancie event isn't even the rarest Pokemon on this said list. Now, for a number 1 slot, the rarest Pokemon isn't necessarily a specific Pokemon per se, but something that makes this Pokemon extremely rare, like a ribbon. So for a number 1 spot, it's going to be a Pokemon with the World Ribbon. Now, I will admit, having this as the number 1 slot seems kind of a cop-out, but just let me explain. So first of all, this ribbon is Japanese exclusive, just like the Diancie, but it gets even more insane. The only way you can get this ribbon is if you won the Pokemon Festa in the year 2004 and 2005. If you guys don't know what the Pokemon Festa was, it was basically a Japanese-only VGC tournament. And this tournament took place before the term VGC even existed. Also, yes, I was not joking when I said only 2 people have this Pokemon with this said ribbon. So basically, those players' Pokemon are more rare than anything else anyone else has. And not to confuse this with the World Champion ribbon, which of course was awarded to the winners of the Pokemon World Championships. The difference is that the World Ribbon was a ribbon that originated in Gen 3, while the World Championship ribbon was initiated in Generation 5. One other difference is that a Pokemon with the World Ribbon will have the title of World Conqueror, which does have a lot more aura to it than World Champion, I must say. If you guys don't believe me, then here's this screenshot to prove that this ribbon is real. This Latios is more rare than 99.9% of Pokemon out there. And here's the said person who owns this said Latios. This person is quite literally one of 2 people in the entire world to own a Pokemon with this ribbon. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this specific Latios is indeed one of, if not the rarest Pokemon of all time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to be it for today's video. Sorry if this video felt a little whack, but if you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below your rarest Pokemon that you own. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.